So now I'll be explaining about how your IELTS score gets calculated. Well, you would have been hearing about that from students that they got 8 bands in their IELTS exam, they got 6.5 bands, 5 bands, etc. Right? Now the question arises, what are these 9 bands? How do people get these 9 bands or 8 bands or any score in IELTS? So let me explain it to you. So IELTS has four different modules. The first one is listening, second one is reading, and then the third one is writing, and the fourth one is speaking. Now, for each module, there are 9 bands score in total. So like 9 bands for the listening part, 9 bands for the reading part, 9 bands for writing, and 9 bands for the speaking part. So whatever bands you get in each part of IELTS, for example, out of 9 bands, you get 6 bands in the listening part and 7 bands in the reading part and 5.5 bands in the writing part. So whatever scores you get in each individual part, it gets divided by 4 and then you get an average of your score, which is your overall band score in IELTS. Right, so that is your overall score, and the score that you get in each module is your individual score for that specific module of IELTS. Right, so now how band score is calculated for the speaking part? Well, your score is divided into four different categories. The first one is the fluency, second one is lexical resources, the third one is grammar, range and accuracy, the fourth one is pronunciation. Right, so influency means that you are speaking without any pauses, without any hesitations, you are not self correcting yourself. So this comes under the umbrella of fluency. So 25% of your speaking grade is dependent on your fluency. The second thing is lexical resource. Lexical resource mean your vocabulary. So as I mentioned earlier in my previous videos, that vocabulary plays a huge role in IELTS exam. So they are going to be testing you for your vocabulary. So in the speaking part, 25% of your score is dependent on your vocabulary. It means you should be able to use new words, some good words. You should be able to do proper paraphrasing. You should also not be repeating your words again and again. Instead, you should be coming up with the synonyms. The third thing is your grammatical range and accuracy. It means they're going to be testing you for your grammatical skills related to tenses, correct forms of verbs, sentence structures, etc. The fourth thing is your pronunciation. Again, pronunciation is very important in the speaking part. So you should be pronouncing each and every word clearly. Right, it doesn't matter whatever your accent is, because we are not native speakers of English. So people from different part of the world, when they're not from the English speaking countries, they have their no own natural accent. So in the exam, you don't have to force yourself to speak like native Americans, native British people. Right, you have to speak in your own natural accent without making any fake accent. So all of these four things determine your speaking band score. The second thing is scoring of listening. Now, listening scoring is very simple. So, in the listening part, the total number of questions are 40. And out of these 40 questions, if you get 39 to 40 answers correct, you will get 9 bands. If you get 37 to 38 answers correct, you will get 8.5 bands, and so on. So, it's fairly simple. The third thing is your scoring of writing. So again, your writing score is dependent on four different criteria, and these are kind of similar to whatever you are being tested on your speaking part. So for the task one, they are going to judge you for your task achievement. Task achievement means you're able to fulfill the requirement of the task, and in the task one where they're giving you a letter, or in the case of IELTS academic, they will give you a kind of a graph or a bar graph or pie chart. Right, so you should only be highlighting the key features, you are connecting your paragraphs well, so that all comes under the umbrella of task achievement. So for the task 2, they name it as task response. So it means you're addressing the question, you're giving relevant main points which are supported by examples, and then you're providing a proper conclusion. So the second grading criteria for the for the writing part is coherence and cohesion. So it means that you are organizing your ideas into paragraphs. So each different idea must be written in a different paragraph. So, and then you have to use a range of linking devices to create better links between these paragraphs. For example, you can use words like similarly, moreover, furthermore, in addition to it, on the other hand, something like that. The third grading criteria of the writing part is your lexical resource. Again, it's same vocabulary. So you should be using good words. You should not be using the same word again and again. You should be writing correct spellings of those words, and then you should also be doing proper paraphrasing wherever it is needed. The fourth and the last criteria for grading your writing part is your grammatical range and accuracy. So in this, they are going to be testing you for your usage of tenses, your punctuation skills, if you are able to use different types of sentence structures correctly. So all of these comes in the grading, in the grammar range and accuracy. Again, so now for the scoring of reading part, it's again simple. Total number of questions in the reading part are 40. So out of those 40 questions, if you get 40 answers correct in the IELTS general test, you will get 9 bands. If you get 39 answers correct, you will get 8.5 bands, and so on. For the IELTS academic, if you get 39 to 40 answers correct, you will get 9 bands. If you get 37 to 38 answers correct, you will get 8.5 bands, and so on. So this was all about the scoring of IELTS exam.